What are the ingredients to the perfect mechanical keyboard? Smooth typing? Numpad? Wireless with a huge battery? Budget pricing? And what would that look like? Yunzii thinks it would look a little something like this.
One of the first things you notice about the Yunzii AL98 is its build quality. It's a fully aluminum keyboard that feels premium in the hands. There's even a sparkle to the coating. The edges of the case have aggressive fillets, which makes it comfortable to the touch. Though I should mention that my unit did arrive with a small ding, part of an issue which we'll come back to later. In terms of materials and finish, the AL98 gives off a solid desk-ready presence. The AL98 uses a 96% layout, also known as a compact 1800 layout, with 101 keys. Like most keyboards in this category, the right shift is shorter, while the navigation cluster and arrow keys are squeezed left to save a tiny bit of space. That said, this is absolutely not a portable keyboard. Weighing nearly 2.2 kilograms or 4.8 pounds, this is very much a set it on your desk and leave it kind of keyboard. The AL98 supports tri-mode connectivity, which is something I always appreciate in budget keyboards. However, polling rates aren't great, so obviously that's not ideal for competitive gaming. But for regular office work and web browsing, that kind of speed is perfectly fine. With its huge 8000 mAh battery, it will take quite a while before it needs a recharge. One thing I do like is that instead of relying purely on shortcuts or macros, there's a convenient physical toggle on the keyboard to switch between connection modes. Unfortunately, switching between macOS and Windows still requires a keyboard shortcut. No mention of Linux compatibility anywhere. Another great thing about the AL96 is that it is QMK and VIA compatible. However, there are certain steps you need to take in order to get VIA working. I really wish that Yunzii had taken the extra step and extra effort to update VIA's GitHub repository so that this can be a seamless plug-and-play experience. Well, it's not a deal breaker by any means, but something to keep in mind. The keyboard is hot swappable and comes with pre-looped boxed-style linear switches. They're smooth and have zero wobble. Here's the really strange part. Both switch options, the milk and cocoa cream, are linear switches. If you want tactile or silent switches, however, you'll have to buy those separately, which isn't ideal, especially for a keyboard that's otherwise trying to appeal to a broad audience. The stabilizers are actually tuned fairly well and don't rattle, but they feel a little mushy. There is a reason why, which I will cover later. Acoustically, the AL98 is great out of the box. Its gasket-mounted structure, together with a PCB filled with flex cuts, gives you a really soft typing experience. No need for extra mods because the case is already packed with foam, including the legendary PE foam, which gives it a deep, creamy thok even though it's housed in aluminum. It's a popular sound profile that a lot of people will enjoy. Aesthetically speaking, the AL98 is one of Yunzii's more professional-looking keyboards. Compared to its louder designs like a cat and a panda, the AL98 feels clean but yet retains its personality thanks to this small little cloud icon and a filler block that bears no meaning whatsoever. Whimsical designs. There's also a dedicated caps lock indicator off to the side. With an MSRP of $110, the AL98 has a really strong value proposition. QMK VIA support, tri-mode connectivity, and a near full-size aluminum keyboard. Honestly, if you're satisfied with it out of the box, the price is very compelling. With your purchase, you get basic accessories: a keycap and switch puller, extra switches, Mac layout keycaps, and a USB-A to C cable. Hi guys, VoiceOver Ben here. I forgot to plug my link, so if you like what you see so far, I've got an affiliate link down below for you to grab one for yourself. I get a small kickback if you do use that link. But before you decide to buy it, let's go over the bad stuff first. Quality control is inconsistent. Between the ding on the case and the scratched F1 keycap, it's clear that QC isn't Yunzii's strong suit. The keycaps themselves are another major issue. The font and legends are a mess. What's this weird space between F and T in the shift keys? Some keys are strangely right justified and others left justified. Font sizes aren't consistent too, particularly obvious in the function row. I'd strongly recommend swapping them out for a third-party set. Something like ePBT grayscale from KBD fans like what I have here, or offerings from PBT fans, GMK or FBB would dramatically improve the looks. Oh, and remember the mushy stabilizers? That's because they didn't make cutouts for the stabilizers, so the housing is just mushing against the soft PE foam. Another unforced error. The wireless dongle is hidden under a cover on the back of the keyboard, and accessing it is a nightmare. The tolerances are extremely tight and sucks for me because I just trimmed my nails, so getting the dongle out was a pain. The edges are really sharp. You can literally hear the metal scraping when removing the cover. Getting the dongle out is equally unpleasant. There's no leverage anywhere. It really feels like Yunzii wants you to plug this in once and never touch it again. So, coming back to the price of $110, it is a really good bargain on paper. It sounds decent, it types well, and is functional right out the box, so no tinkering and no extra modding needed. But if you become picky and start to accessorize, you start to change the keycaps, you change out the switches, and then you're looking at a price tag of nearly $200. I really wish Yunzii had fixed some of these issues that I mentioned in the video, so at least the $110 is a little more realistic. Well, what do you think? Let me know in the comments. Alright, I'm done. See ya.